Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here. Waiting for my co-host to come in. We were having problems. I hope she can get on. Let's see what happens in a few minutes. So I'm on a big island, right? It's been a lot going on here, a lot more rain. So the topic is the day the earth stood still. I think it was one of my favorite movies. It came out in... Hold on, let me just open the chat room up. All right, Tina, let me just try one more time to see if I can get it back on. Hello, Tina, what's going on?
Hello, Tommy.
Can you get on?
Oh, you sent me the link.
I sent you the link. I'll send it again. I'll send you the link right here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull up the link so that you can have it. Something's going on. You're breaking up too as well. You should be able to pull it up in the chat room even, but I'm going to send it to you on Skype, okay? Tina? Sorry, people, we're having a few problems here. I'm trying to get it organized here. Where's the freaking... All right, people, I gave her the link. Hopefully she'll be able to get on in a second. So what I was saying, the title for today, greetings everybody in the chat room. The title for today is The Day the Earth Stood Still. It was a great movie. It came out, I guess, 1951. I guess it was released from Canada. Do prayers to spirit sometimes get forwarded to God? My book on prayer. No, they don't. Well, we could talk about that at the end of the hour because Tina should be coming on, and I usually keep it UFO world. She doesn't like to get into too many spiritual things right away. So, where's Tina? Hold on, let me just check one more time. Sorry, people. I don't know what the problem is today, but it seems like we could always have serious problems going on. She's having problems with her computer. Oh man, she's saying she's got no link. There she is. No device detected. There she is. Hello, you there?
Yes, it wouldn't load. I tried to load it on my phone. I tried to load it on my computer. It just wouldn't let me come on.
Well, you're on now. So I put the link on every site right now as well.
John even couldn't get on. I don't think he sent me a message saying, "Is there a show tonight?" I'm like, "Yes." Bless.
He's talking about the new Lost in Space robot. What I wanted to say, the title of the show, The Day the Earth Stood Still, I'll get into it sooner or later, about why that was my favorite movie. It came out the year before I was born. And if you didn't see the original one, it's not like the second one, the Keone.
I've seen the first one, yeah.
But the first one's much more realistic and had a really good meaning to it. The second one was a good sci-fi movie, but it didn't have the same effect and the meaning as the first one did, considering it was created how many years before. So the topic, why I brought that up, in the UFO world, the biggest word out there in all the UFO world is disclosure. All right, disclosure. They're saying what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, what's going to go down, and everything else. Stephen Greer is given the credit for creating disclosure. All right. Not that I would agree with that, because there's no such thing as disclosure. It's not happening. And what do they call disclosure? I mean, what one person thinks should be coming out, what everybody thinks should be coming out, what the aliens want coming out, what the government want coming out. Whose disclosure are you talking about? All right. Why I brought that movie up specifically, the important meaning was, and I want you to think about it, an alien race comes to this planet. They surround the planet. And obviously they're trying to kill them and get rid of them and everything else while that's going on. But they finally come out and said, look, this is your only chance. Stop all the things you're doing and start doing everything right. All right. If you don't, the world will be destroyed. Plain and simple. It's not complicated. It's not like hard to figure out what they meant, what they wanted, what they were going to do. Now, let's go to the point is, before I get into this, I want to bring Tina in. Sorry. Tina, I'll let you say hello. Greetings, Tina. How are you?
Hello, Tommy. Hello, everybody out there. My name's Tina Bird, ET Girl, and great to be back on the show again this week with Tommy. Tommy's just been over the title on that, and I'm here in the UK, and Tommy's in Hawaii. So, we have guests on the show already. John's in our chat room again. Hello, John. Thanks for the text message. And over to Tommy.
All right. Now, let me just try to explain this, why I picked that topic for today. UFO world's got a lot going on, but it seems to be one thing. All right. What the government's doing with aliens. That's the biggest thing they care about. What the government has been doing, what they're doing, all right, and all the secret things about it. All right. When the movie came out, 1951, 52, 53, 54, 55 was when all the original actually alien movies came out, and things like that, the Body Snatchers and things like that. They all came out within those couple of years. I don't know. I was just born, so I can't tell you the reason behind that specific part of it. But I will tell you this. In 1952, the year I was born, a fleet of ships went over the White House 3 times in a week. So that opened up a doorway because people saw that. It wasn't like, well, it's a make-believe. It was done by cloning or make-believe people, make-believe computers. It was real, and people saw it. Now, how did they deal with that? They didn't. They just kind of pushed it out of the way. Okay, so what? And nothing ever happened. One of the first most important things to ever happen in the UFO world for the United States was completely blocked. So why I brought this movie up, it came here. All right, and then people say, well, if. I'm not going to say if. They really are here. They really came here and all that. But here's the thing. What do they want from us? What do they expect from us? What are they going to do for us? And what can we do for them? All those questions need to be answered. And Tina and I try to answer them in a simple way, because what she went through and what I went through. The problem is, in the UFO world, 90% of these speakers out there never saw a UFO, never saw an alien, was never close to an alien, close to a ship, and they listen to other people's stories. Now, the worst part of it, I want to get into this detail today because I think it's a serious problem. Letters. Well, I got a letter from this person. I got a letter from that person. We got letters from these people. Oh, these are half blocked out, these letters. Letters. Anybody could write a letter. It could be real. It could be fake. It could be true. It could be true, but maybe it's not. Probably is not. Okay, so we're going to base truth on somebody's letter. They never came out publicly when it was happening, never had any evidence, and now this letter comes out and says, okay, we were playing with aliens. Really? To me, it's kind of like a secondary lie. Even if it really happened, zero proof. I mean, we didn't have cameras and recorders and all those things way back then. But the problem is, people could always steal things, and which they did. I mean, evidence. I mean, even a piece of the skin of an alien, anything. I mean, when you talk about radiation, they scan your whole body, they strip you down, and put you in a suit and everything. But they didn't do it in those days. They didn't know much about aliens, and when they were playing with them, you think they cared? They were just learning about it. When we find a new animal, we just bisect it.
It's interesting. Sorry, Tom. It's interesting you said that, because from what I understand and what you just said is human beings evolve, but these beings are still abducting people in the same way. They've not changed their MO in a couple of thousand years by the sound of it.
Oh, yeah, right.
More than
that. I mean, but that we know, that we were aware of, and that we've been dealing with. I mean, people that we might have known that have been abducted. I know plenty of people, including you. I was never abducted, but I was next to a ship. I was next to an alien. So to me, it's not like, well, here's the thing that's the biggest problem in my world. Any speaker, and Luis Alzando, I've been trying to get in touch with him for 4 months now, comes out and says, and they talk about Tic Tacs. All right. If he worked in all this secret force and they secret things and everything else, why can't he use the word alien? Why can't he use the word spaceship? I mean, technology, we move forward. Don't say a Tic Tac. What's a Tic Tac? Nothing. So right now, we should be seeing real photographs or pictures or videos of real aliens, real ships, or anything. All these whistleblowers, and how many were there in the past 50 years? More so in the past 30 years. All right. What did they come out with? Cartoon pictures? Animated videos? Where's the real stuff? Sergeant 18 and I, we released more videos and pictures of UFOs than anybody else in the United States, and nobody cared. We did a show called Strange Universe. We put a video up of a ship stopping, shooting out 3 ships, and then taking off.
We're having bad reception both ends.
Oh no, what's going on?
By the look of it.
Something's happening to your end. Because, I'm paying for a top speed computer line here.
Should be rejoining us hopefully momentarily.
You don't,
Tina? I think it's a technical hit. Either he's frozen or I'm frozen.
You're frozen, Tina.
I think he's frozen.
You're the one that's blacked out, Tina. Tina's the one that's having problems. I'm going to try to bring her back in and see if that helps. No, she's blocked out. There you are. Something's going on wrong in your end, Tina. I don't know if it's your cable or something.
Hello?
Tina, you there now?
Oh, no, you frozen and went off the screen. It didn't load. My screen went black.
You were frozen. You were blocked out, Tina.
They're stopping me from getting on the show, Tommy.
I know. They're afraid today.
It wouldn't let me load the show either. And then every time you talk, it looked like it was fast forwarding. And it kept glitching.
10 minutes for 4 seconds, but that's a common thing. It does it all the time. But when you glitch out, something's wrong. All right. But I sent a link. I put it on a lot of big people today. All right, of the show. And who knows who's watching, who's playing games with this show right now. But we'll keep at it. I don't give up ever. To the day I die, then I'll give up.
If there is someone complaining about the show, would they be able to send me better Wi-Fi signal to my house, please? No. I've got a crap Wi-Fi signal.
Your signal is blinking out and off. Here's the thing, people. Let's try to get back with this. We'll have to go in and out. I can't do anything about it right now. I'll complain to the company when I'm done. Here's the thing. When we talk about what the government's doing, all right, and like what Tina just said, they're still doing the same things. The only thing different, which the UFO world is squeezing and holding on tight to is the idea of experiences, saying that they have great experiences with aliens. No proof, no evidence, nothing at all beneficial to the human race, but they had this great travel journey with these aliens. All right, they're not talking about anything bad, why they really abducted them. All right, now why I bring that up, I was doing hypnosis when I was 14. You can make anybody do anything you want. You can brainwash them. You can do anything you want when you got a person that gets hypnotized. All right, so if an alien race mind programmed a person, which they did, originally after 1952, aliens were supposed to program people so they didn't remember anything. All of a sudden, only a few people here and there came out and said, I was abducted and they did things to me. Even Travis Walton doesn't know the details. Tina has much more details about what happened, but there's still things she wants to find out as well. So people, the way they can program people and what they can do to people is way beyond our... We had hypnosis since how long? Imagine how long aliens could do mind programming. Just released.
How do we discover hypnosis?
Listen, I wish that happened yesterday. Tina, listen to this. Japan just released. They have a machine that could video record your dreams, and you could watch them. It just came out. I knew they had it 25 years ago. All right. But they're releasing it as of yesterday. They released the facts that they do have it, and they're using it now. All right. How long before we can all buy one? Put it up next to our bed and record our dreams. I mean, that'll be incredible.
How do they determine what you're seeing is real? And then how do they...
It doesn't mean whether it's real or not, Tina. It's your dream. Your dream's not real. So it's recording it. It's recording what the mind perceives.
If you play it back, how are you going to dissect it? And how are you going to see yourself? That's freaky.
Well, of course you are. You're going to see everything you were dreaming. Like the last thing you remember of your dream, you're going to see it on video. It's like taking a video camera inside your dream world and walk around with it. It's going to be so incredible.
So it's like when you're abducted and you look down your body, you can physically look, if you can move and you can look down your body and see your body. In your dream, you can't do that. Well, I can, but I don't see my body.
Well, basically, it's all what your mind... It's what your mind is perceiving. Unless you go into out-of-body experience and your soul's perceiving it, I won't know. I won't know until I play with the machine. If it can record what soul's experiencing versus what the mind experiences. And they're separate. Because when you see your past lives, the mind's not seeing that. So who knows what the machine... I'm just saying, they're releasing it. Okay, we'll see how far it goes, but I still think it's going to be fun. I mean, what was the movie Schwarzenegger where he goes into... I mean, everybody would give it a go and see what happens, right? What bad could happen?
Yeah.
I was killing people in my dreams.
I'm so fascinated with that.
Well, just check it out. Who knows before, it might take 20 years, 10 years before they give it to everybody in the public. Like they have the machines that transmit the image in the air, holographic images.
Yeah.
They have machines that do that, but they're not giving it to the public. Originally, a couple years ago, when they were releasing the iPhone 12, they said it was going to have 3D capabilities of releasing holograms, which it never did. Somebody created that whole theory that it will come out with that. I'm fine. My partner's hanging in there. Tina's doing okay. All right. So, all right, getting back to where we were. All right. Now, getting back to in the UFO world, that these speakers are going on and on and on about what the government's doing. Is it going to help us in any way, really? They're spending $5 trillion a year on the program. Does anybody talk about that? No. Does anybody talk about what they're really doing? Do we care? They're protecting the planet. That's all they do, and they're protecting it for the rich people. That's their bottom line. It has nothing to do with poor people getting abducted. They don't care. All right. Tina's one of the people that was victimized. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I was next to them and stuff, but I didn't get victimized by them. Many of my people that I know when I was younger did. I did regressions with them. I did psychic implant removals with them. So it's a big thing. And they're still not talking about that in the UFO world. They'd rather go on, oh, the good aliens took me to Venus and we made friends with the ant people. Okay, is that going to help us when we go to Mars or when we go to Venus, maybe? Now, I mean, sure, the goal is to get bases on Mars and go to the bases that we have on the moon. That's the goal of some people, but is it for the middle class people and the poor people? Are we going to be going on trips to Mars and hanging out there for a week and coming back? Look what it cost Mr. Bosco, I call him, to get up there for 10 minutes.
I think the human race has just forgotten how to be human, enjoy the simple things in life. We're not here very long, and I think we've basically forgot how to be human and how to live as human beings. It's as simple as that.
Right now, this machine is coming out. I'm not saying it's coming out. They have it. That doesn't mean they're going to release it, because the Montauk Project was all about that. Serious people, if you know anything about the Montauk Project, it was a chair. They put this gadget on you, and they could put you in time and do all kinds of things with you. All right,
Tommy, can you have a look at that thing? If they can record dreams, if I went under hypnosis and told them what I could see, could they record what I was seeing under hypnosis?
I don't know. We're not going to find. I don't think they're going to answer those questions for us either.
I'd do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Tina, I've been so busy. I got so many little things that I got to take care of, like my car and a couple things. My partner was sick. I'll check into it. You should try too. Go online and check Japanese releases Dream Machine and see how much information we can get about it. I mean, technology is moving forward, but see, they're trying to control us as well.
If your dream,
I
mean, you think how the technological thing that they could have to map out a dream. Hypnosis is a dream or an image you're remembering in your mind. Surely, if they could do that for a dream, they could do that. They could see what you remembered being abducted. Surely, or was that the purpose it was built for?
Well, I think with technology that they have, they should take a person that's going to jail, put him in this machine, and find out the truth. Right? Go into his mind, see a video of what happened, bring him back to where it happened, hypnotize him, bring him back to what went down, and we'll see what he did. I mean, the technology could be there, but they're not focusing on that.
Well, it is there if they've got it for that.
I mean, there's people that do, a few people that are working on it and dealing with it, but the general government and society, they're more concerned about other things. And it's nothing beneficial. And I can tell you that. It's all about money. If you could go in a dream and see where you had all your money and hit it, then that would be a good thing. But it's not like that. Your dreams aren't going to help the world make money. All right? Until you get millionaires saying, oh, I'll give you $10 million to sit in the machine for an hour. I mean, that's how they make their money before we get it. Like, who went up into space? $5 billion to go up for 10 minutes? I mean, what would he pay to know all his dreams for real and see him and have him on and watch his dreams replay? I mean, you could watch a really bad dream or you could watch a really good dream. You got a lot of things that come your way. And then you'll see a lot of bad things you do. See, it could throw somebody out of balance as well. Because then when you bring past lives into it, if it could record past lives, I'm not saying it can or not. I don't know. But if it can, you're going to cross past life dreams with dreams.
They would have to find a way or technology to map out the brain, and any imaging the subconscious could project. That is some trippy advanced technology I don't think human beings could supply. They've obviously got that from somewhere. Or developed it, not from human
I'm not
technology.
saying we developed it ourselves. Everything Tesla gave us was from an alien race. He created quantum physics. He created time travel for us. All right. So obviously there was 150 other machines that the government didn't take and they allowed to go back to his country. I mean, unless you go to his country and go to the Tesla Museum, I don't even know how many they actually show there. Really, he copyrighted 200 inventions. The government took 50 of the weapons. And then they allowed his country to take the rest of his stuff back to his country and put it in a museum.
Oh, but the fact is, I think we actually revolve around the sun. The sun does move. It doesn't sit there. We move around at a different rate.
Well, I just watched a thing on that. They were saying how many planets revolve around the sun. How many? That's our solar system, right? But getting back to this idea of this disclosure, what's happened in the UFO world? How many speakers? How many real top of the line speakers do we have? 50 or 100? What do you think, Tina? How many would you say?
A good speakers,
Right.
30, 20, 30.
All right. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt as being a good speaker. But here's the thing. They're not talking about anything important. Why is that? So the government played with aliens 50 years ago. Is it helping us to know that? And what did they got? Are they going to tell us what they actually extracted from the aliens? Of course not. What if they had the time machine on the aliens and they went to their
they
mind?
sent someone to the Pleiades star system, didn't they? They sent someone to the Orion's belt for 13 years or whatever it was, and they came back. I mean, two of them died on the way there, a couple of them died there, and one wanted to stay, and two came back. They still haven't told us or released images or stories or whatever happened there and what the life's like there.
Well, they're not going to anytime soon.
Surely that's space exploration for human betterment of mankind, surely.
What I'm begging people, all right, when you spend your money to go to a UFO conference, write yourself some notes. Because they do have roundtables and workshops like that where you can ask a question. Don't go and ask a dumb question. I mean, everybody's saying, "What are they really here? Are there really aliens?" And I mean, we know that. Don't ask a stupid question to people that don't even know. All right, it's time we get some real answers, people, and that's why I do this with Tina. Tina's been abducted for real, people. She's not a dreamer, not a drug addict, not a delusionary, crazy person. She's a real person, people, and she had real experiences. So you could take that to the bank. Now, here's the thing. What she went through will be in her book. I don't want to go into it right now, but the things she went through, what the government's stopping from being released, is mind-boggling. We're talking about her own body, not somebody else's. So, if the simple truth, which means individual's truth, came out, if we could take a person that was abducted and put him on a lie detector machine that would tell the truth, whether he was really abducted or not, that would answer it. But they can't even do that right now. All right. I mean, some people say, well, I'm going on a machine and well, you can fake it anyway. It's not that advanced system yet. I'm not saying the government doesn't have them, but they should be using them on prisoners. People that are not guilty shouldn't be in jail. 25 years later, oh, he wasn't guilty. We made that guy suffer for 25 years because we were too ignorant to find the truth. We should always be looking for the truth, people, no matter what it is. The Trade Center. Now, I watched all the movies on that over the weekend. There was so much more information there that we never saw when it was happening. They keep you programmed. They watched those planes flying before they went to the Trade Center. They were monitoring them. They were talking to the people on the plane. The families were talking to the families and stuff.
We got a question in the chat room. What's the best thing aliens can still do for us? There must be something they can do, or they can take a hug. I mean, if there's something better for us to do, it means... So that's a good question. So one thing is, to answer that, you've got to be in the mindset that, yes, they are here, and they are here. So, and then there's disclosure. So you get a bit closer. Disclosure has happened. Just because they've not chosen to release that to the general public, if aliens wanted to contact Tommy, they'd go to Tommy. They obviously have done because they went to him as a child. They didn't. I don't know why they took me. They just took me. Not to, I'll just, as an abductee, you don't know why they take you. I can't say it's been a positive experience. It's the only thing I can positively say about my experience is they put me back.
One of the people lucky to come back, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones to come back because there's a few people up there that don't come back, believe you me. So, and if there was something they could do better for humans, they could be, I'm not saying they are, they could be cloning humans to make us better, but I doubt that very much because it would be out in public. I don't know, but if they would have shown their hand before now.
If you stick around, I'm going to go a little bit over the show today, but I'll get into that in detail because there's something really important about that whole aspect all right, which has to do with spiritualism, religion, life, and everything else along with it, all right? How far people are willing to go, want to go, and what they want to happen. Now, the truth is the furthest away from most people's minds. They don't want to know that planet Earth is hell, all right? They want to say this is the heaven, this is heaven, all right? So if you start at the top of the lie, how are you ever going to get down to the truth? You're not. If you're going to cover up everything sweet and beautiful, a couple bad people. No, there's more than a couple bad people here. Look at the numbers of abuse, rape, child abuse, all those numbers. They're incredibly ridiculous. I mean, if it was 1 or 2, it would be okay. But when it's thousands weekly, it's not okay. It's not okay. So we're wrong. And then now to ask what aliens can do for us. No, they can do what they want for themselves. They don't care about us. Remember that.
Us human beings, we can't even help each other. If you see what goes on in all around the world, in every country, human beings can't help each other, let alone another species.
Well, if you give, like something John put in there about the Ark of the Covenant, well, put that out there. UFO world makes it, they made us into DNA cells and put us in little bottles and they loaded the ship up with.
So can I just ask Tommy and John, so this relates to the Ark of the Covenant, a biblical issue, and UFOs. So people can say that the Ark of the Covenant was made. It can glow, it can float, it can kill people, it can spread disease. It can travel. It survives thousands of years. Doesn't rust, and there's all kinds of goodies and nasty things inside. And you believe that because someone wrote it in a book. Now, an actual event like being abducted, where lights came down from the sky, took someone, did something to them, and put them back. People cannot believe that simple truth, but they can believe a floating gold box because somebody wrote about it in a book. Now, does that sound theoretically reasonable to you?
Well, here's the thing. All right. There's a person in the UFO world right now, seriously, claims he has the Ark of the Covenant. He said there's 2 of them. He said the U.S. government has another one. He's trying to raise millions of dollars so he can link what he has up to the one that the government has, and then he wants to change the vibration of the planet. All right. I mean, it was written, described how they built it, what it was built, but it doesn't have anything supernatural in it other than the fact that it could have Jesus' actual blood inside it. All right. Which would be an incredible thing. I mean, the DNA, if it was on something, it would still be there in some aspect. But that's besides the point. The Ark of the Covenant, they had 6 of them. They couldn't carry it out to war. It was way too heavy. They made wood ones to bring them out to war and battle. All right. The actual Ark of the Covenant never was moved around like they said it was. I mean, there's other parts of the Bible
Isn't it in Ethiopia?
They don't know where it is. Nobody knows where the actual Ark is right now. The same is with the Ark. I mean, Noah's Ark. They know it's up on that mountain. They know that. But the fact that they never dug it out or they found a crust from it. That's all they ever found.
They found some wood. Didn't they find a huge piece of wood that melted with ice down the mountain?
Right. They found a small part of it. But the fact is, they don't want the truth about that. But see, the UFO world saying what I was getting into. They made us into little cells and put us in bottles, and they lined up the whole ship with all these animals and stuff.
So talk about that. Noah's Ark is really happening again because today I saw on some news somewhere on the internet news that they're going to try and clone and reintroduce into the wild woolly mammoths. They only died out a few hundred years ago. Is that right? They're going to reintroduce them in elephant embryo eggs and have woolly mammoths again walking on the planet.
Why would we need them? See, when we do stupid things, let's bring back the dinosaurs. Let's create them. They found an egg rather recently and different things. I said, the DNA is inside it. And do you think about bringing back dinosaurs like Jurassic Park? I mean, that was the idea. They had the cells, they grew them, and they brought them back. But why? Are we going to start eating dinosaurs? We're going to be able to keep them in the pen, to keep them locked up. Then we'll go into the actual movies that came out, like Godzilla. I mean,
I think they're going to release them back into the wild, but have them just back in the wild, back in the art, because they came from mountain and snow regions, didn't they? Russia, places like that. Arctic, was it Antarctic? Arctic and Russia.
What? From which one?
Woolly mammoth.
Well, we had lots of dinosaurs in the United States. I live by what do you call it? A rock dig mine, and they were finding different dinosaurs there all the time in Jersey. All right, so they lived. I mean, they lived all over the planet. It wasn't like they lived in one country, one place. It's just like people. You live to the climate. The Brontosaurus Rex was living by water. I mean, and it just ate leaves. And basically, in the movies, they would show you the Rex eating the Brontosaurus. There were two different time frames. They didn't even exist at the same time. But they're finding more facts out about it. But again, when they play with DNA, they're cloning humans and animals right now. So let's clone a human, an animal, and a dinosaur.
Well, they've already cloned a sheep, haven't they? And they've cloned dogs and sheep.
I'm not talking about cloning. Haven't they? I'm talking about cloning together two different species.
Oh, you mean splicing, blending? Oh, don't think that's
well,
good.
It's changing the DNA so that it grows into another creature. That's what they're allowed to do right now, legally.
Because they can grow ears, human ears, and that on mice and things like that, don't they? Rats.
That was 50 years ago. They could do that. We're talking about taking the sperm of a monkey, not a monkey, let's say an alligator, and mixing it with a human and creating a person with alligator skin and teeth and everything else. Now, they mix animals and insects. They got super silk and they got all these incredible things already. But when you go as far as cloning people with animals, and then now you're going to try to clone or bring back some dinosaurs, don't think there's some idiot going to say, well, let's put those cells together and see what we can make.
Egyptians sort of, they had lots of carvings of half human, half animals, didn't they?
Well, we have a place off in New Jersey, off in New York. It's an island. It's where they're cloning creatures right now. I'm serious. It's been there. They've been working on cloning creatures for a long time. One of them got washed up on the Jersey Shore about 4 years ago. It was half human and half kind of bird-like creature. But again, they're playing those games, and that was not like legal. I mean, it's a government project, if you want to call it that, and the island's still there. So what I'm saying is the technology that we play with is not useful to us, normal people that want to have a normal life and live peacefully. All right, it's about what creating. Now, in Jersey alone, and this is a fact, they created 6 superhuman beings. Don't ask me how. It was the most advanced laboratory. My friend was inside it. All right. And these beings that came out of there were over 7 feet tall. Their eyes glue red, and they had powers, but they took them away. So nobody knows where they went with them. What would they do with them? What would be the purpose of having this giant thing? You couldn't let them walk around the streets. Were they just dropping them off in these other countries? And who knows
what they mess about in nature.
But what I'm saying is they're messing everything up. And then we say, what would aliens want? They said, well, let's play with that race. They're the most ignorant race we ever met. They'll do anything. We tell them to jump over a candlestick, they will.
We're something that they obviously can't produce, and they obviously want what we have.
Well, it's called blood. Our blood is the mainstream, and our ovaries and embryos and semen. That's what they need more than anything else, people. Not our brains. They don't need our brains. They don't need our religions.
Tommy, if you would have seen that ship up there and just that little hallway section on that ship, just one tray about 3-4 feet by about 2 foot, hundreds of these little embryo eggs in each tray. The lighting that was keeping the embryos. Human beings never created anything like that. Oh, Tommy's gone. How many eggs? Trillions and trillions and trillions of different humans' eggs and cells are in that ship. That's created enough for a few worlds in that ship, let me tell you. Oh my God, what the hell do they think they're doing with that then? You know,
somebody put Mark Twain. I mean, a lot of the writers, H.G. Wells and those kind of people, they wrote incredible things. They saw into the future. They knew things that most people didn't. See, when you go out, people go into meditation and block out everything and become calm. In the calmness, there's nothingness. There's nothing in nothingness. So when you go into a place where you can create, then it's a different reality. Then you go into a world of creation, and you can create reality. So what's the big difference between creating reality and creating nothingness? You don't have to do anything to create nothingness. You have to do more to create something. So what I'm trying to say is the whole idea of meditation without certain things, which I'm going to be teaching about soon in the next couple of weeks, but what you need to do to get further into that. Even Tesla, Einstein alone said he was met with some alien race, and that's where he got his knowledge from. I mean, he stole some stuff from other countries, but the actual knowledge he stole from these alien races that gave it to him. Tesla openly admitted he worked with alien races. So it's not like our brain's supernatural or super incredible. It's not. I mean, we all have the same brain. We could use it or not. That's a different story. But what I'm trying to get back to the original thing, these UFO speakers going on about Project Blue Book, Green Book, Purple Book, Black Book. I mean, all these words. I mean, Project Pegasus. I mean, the Montauk Project, the Philadelphia Experiment. All these words. Can they help us? Did they ever help us? No, they didn't.
I think the only reason a lot of people are interested is the military-civilian crossover in Project Blue Book. I think if a lot of things didn't affect there wouldn't be so much media on it if people weren't being abducted and they had to investigate it. Otherwise, the human race wouldn't bother. But they're intrigued because these things happen and they were investigated. That's the crossover boundary, I think, and there should be more.
See, here's the thing, people. When I'm going to get into it, but the idea of truth. What do people need in life? What do people believe is important? It's all programmed. Every aspect of your life is a program. What love is, why you should love, why you shouldn't love, why you should do this, why you should do that. All those things are programs. I mean, if you left a child alone by itself, it wouldn't grow at all. Now, we're one of the species, if you leave it alone, it dies. Some animals can survive by themselves and actually function. Humans can't. So we need that. So when you think about the first person, whether like the egg, the chicken or the egg came first, whether it was a baby or a man came first, a man gave birth to a baby or the baby gave birth to a man. But
or aliens put us here because they blew our planet up by mistake.
It's a baby that was there, all right? All right. Without guidance, it would never lived. So there was always guidance somehow, somewhere, from somewhere. All right. In all races, it's the same thing. It's not different. So when you go to the original man and woman, if you believe man came first and then woman came second, you're delusional. But when they were put here, all right, if man came first or women came first, there would be no There would be no children. All right. So obviously it wouldn't last too long if I put a man there or even a woman. So the idea of men and women had to be put there because they had to propagate. So again,
yeah.
The problem is what we need right now is a little bit of truth. And I'm going to try to help people understand what they need to look for to find truth. Because truth's in everything. But when we look for truth in something, we're looking for the wrong aspect of truth. We want to prove what we believe is real. We don't want to prove what's real is real. We don't want to prove aliens are really here eating us. We don't want to prove that. And they're not going to. They'd rather prove that they're here to help us. Help us what? Like somebody asked, what could they help us do? Nothing. Give us more technology to do more nothingness.
Tommy, get your Geiger counter out.
Is it that late already?
What?
Well, we had problems in the beginning, didn't we? And
so we have a lot of problems. But guys, hopefully some of you out there have got a Geiger counter. So while Tommy looks for his, I'll show you mine. So Tommy suggested I get a Geiger counter, and there it is. I bought this on Amazon, guys. It was less than £20. The back of it says, try and hold it there. So it tells you about electrical magnetic field. It's going to turn it on, the red button there. So the top one is per meter, and the bottom one there is microtesters, electrical magnetic field. And it's both saying safe at the same time. Now, mine doesn't go off when I hold it up to my TV because I have a smart computer screen TV. Is that the same as a Dyson? I could think so. I'm not sure. So when I hold it near me, it goes off. When I hold it near the TV or anything electrical, no. And then Tommy has one. He doesn't have a smart.
Mine likes to disappear. I don't go any further than this table.
This goes off near the screen on the electrical magnetic one on the top. Now, when I hold this to my skull or my neck or part of my body, it goes off on the bottom one. Electrical micro testers. So we're going to give it a go while Tommy finds his. So it's not going off near my TV, near my screen. And then we're going to start here. And as you can see, it's going up there. Can't even see that. It's the light, sorry.
I'm kind of thinking I'm getting a poltergeist in my house for some reason.
So it's 10 there. 15. I was just trying to catch the light so you can see it, guys. So 24, 20, there you go. You can just see it there. Going down.
Right now.
Let me move my head back a bit.
I have no idea where it went. I'm missing 3 things now
So,
in the past 2 days.
There you go. It went up to 23, 26, or 39. Oh, there you go. Right at the top of my head, Tom. It's what was that?
Oh, really?
It went up to 40. It started beeping. What is that now? 21, 23, 26. Oh. There you go.
Doesn't look like it's going to pop out anytime soon.
Oh, 30, not no, 39. Oh. It's 50 then. Nothing that side. That arm's absolutely dead. Nothing.
Well, somebody just brought it back and put it right there in front of my face. I don't know why.
There is 40, 43. I'll go. My partner's just going to wave the dog, see how the dog is.
On the top, mine's 160 right now.
Oh, what was that on the bottom? She's reading 0.01, isn't she?
But mine never showed any radiation.
My dog's reading 0.15. No, what's the top of her head?
You got a new dog?
Yeah, my dog's saying no, it's 17, 20. My dog's 18 to 20 on the top of her head, 43 above her ears.
Radiation or radiation?
Radiation, 0.46. And that's on top of my dog's head.
Well, that's not good. Do you know if you were abducted lately, Tina?
No, my dog died suddenly.
No, you. Do you know? Do you know if you were abducted recently?
Not that I remember.
And do you ever know if they took your dog with you when you went?
No.
You're sure they didn't?
I didn't. I don't know if they did or not.
Because now your little dog's got. How big is your dog?
She's a big husky.
Oh, okay. If he's exposed to radiation, which is not a good thing, people. Oh, just so you know, people, what Tina's going through is not normal. It's not anything that anybody has ever done, physically proven, which she proves every day we do the show, that she's radioactive, on and off, in different parts of her body. It's almost impossible. All right. I have nobody that even wanted to get in touch with me or her about it. I'm surprised. You think the government would be all over that? How could she be radioactive? It's impossible. It's impossible. But they must think we're using a fake Geiger counter and we're making it for a show or some stupid reason. We bought the same one, people. Same one.
Same one.
Same one. Both got them. We got them within about a couple weeks apart. Same one. All right. They're not set up for fake radiation. Oh, push the button for fake radiation poisoning. No, I don't have any radiation on me, which is a good thing. But I got high.
I don't know me, really.
Well, today's been an incredible weird day with the computer system. I don't know what's going on. Tina, you're blacking out, just so you know. You might see yourself freezing. Mine's the main screen. Mine's where the program comes from.
No,
So you're
I
blacking
see
out
you
on my
free.
end
I'm on my screen. I'm on
because you're
screen. I
freezing.
haven't frozen at all. Oh,
I'll watch it. I'll watch it later to see, make sure that it's just me that's not freezing, because you are. All right, you block out. I was getting all these things. I saw your screen white on the bottom, and I saw different things coming on it in the beginning.
it doesn't want me talking to you. The
I
internet
know.
not letting
See,
us look
people,
at it.
you know, if the government hears something that's a little bit outside the normal and real, they'll get
Or
interested.
truth.
And we've been how many months we've been doing this show, Tina?
We were doing it for years, Tommy, now.
So it's a long time,
It's
people.
going to be every year.
And I'm surprised the government didn't knock on the door and say, hey, we want to borrow your Geiger counter. And we want to measure you.
Tommy, it's been well over a year, if not two. It's been well over a year.
So it's been a long time, people. And she's been radioactive the whole time. And it's like,
Yeah, the link.
nobody cares. I asked everybody I can. Oh, it's impossible. My brother's a chemist. Oh, it's impossible. Everybody says it's impossible. I said, just watch my show. It's not like she has a set thing that the Geiger counter goes off for 8 or 10, 20. It goes up and down. It goes different parts of her body. How would that be? I mean, if she was pushing a little button on there to make it go off or something and things, but she's not, people. She's real. She's honest, like I am. We deal with truth on this show. Nothing else is important to us. While I was doing the show today about what we're getting out there in the UFO world. I want to go back to that real fast. When you're spending all your money to go to a UFO conference, get some real questions and ask them. Why? How could they know that a UFO is real if they never even saw one? Ask them, why would they believe it? Because somebody said so? If I told them Batman came into my house and flew me up to the moon and back, are they going to believe it? Well, if I wrote it on a document, they might believe it. Really? We got a serious problem going on, people. People want to believe things, no matter how good or bad. Usually, the more obscene or abstract it is, they'll believe it. Tell them the truth. No, that's impossible. Truth is much more possible because it's really happening. I mean, when somebody gets healed, well, they got healed by miracle. No, maybe their DNA and their, what do you call it, lymphocytes in their body actually stood up and fought against the virus coming in or the bacteria coming in. That's what they do. It's like a little army in your body. You got 1 million of them. They don't produce more. It's a set number that you have in your lymphocytes. They fight any bacteria. If a cell's defective, they go beat it up and kill it and push it out through the bloodstream. It's an incredible army, what's inside our body. But when we take millions of poisons in, that army doesn't multiply. It can't grow any bigger than what it is. And they get overrun and you get sick. The body's incredible, but it's only incredible to the degree that we try to push it beyond its limits. Well, I can drink 10 times a day. I could shoot drugs up every time. I could do all this and still they're going to be okay. No, they're not. And when we put all these vitamins and medicines that doctors give us and chemists give us are killing them, stopping them from doing their job and getting sick. Native people never got sick, people. Seriously. If they did, they found a cure right away because whatever they got, they said the cure is in the plants around us. They didn't die of sickness. They died of freaking run over a buffalo, or fall off a horse, fall off a cliff. That's how they died. Or a cavalryman shooting them. That's how they died. They didn't die of sickness. So until the white man brought them more diseases, but they found a cure. The Native people came out with the cancer answer, and it's still out there, people. You can still get it in a drugstore if you ask for it. There's many things, people, that are being washed away, pushed by, well, don't eat real fruits because they can heal you. You can't say real fruits can heal you. You can't say real vegetables can heal you. You can only say this medicine can heal you, which it can't. So, people want to believe in good aliens. Well, there has to be good aliens. Really? And you think they could have helped us in 30,000 years, 50,000 years? How long you want to go back?
The next time someone sees a good alien, would you send him mine and Tommy's way and ask them to leave us a nice check we can cash at the bank? Because that would help us more than anything.
I just told some big speaker in the UFO world, well, look, make sure you get your good, friendly alien to come say hi to everybody. Then it might be worth it to go and pay for the conference. I said, until we
Ask
get
him to do some house repairs for you.
well,
Sorry.
even if it was helping us live, if they need to eat us, they got a problem, don't they? Think about it, people. They're so advanced, but they still need to come to Earth to eat people. Something's wrong with that picture, isn't it? Or it should be. I say, hey, something's really wrong there.
Go.
Tina, you leaving us?
What?
No, you got to promote your book.
I love
Tina.
you all. Yes, so I'll only come in my little hitch, and by the end of this year, my book. So this is just about a cover of my book. It will be called "Bonded: The Truth About Alien Abduction" by me, T.A. Barrett, and that will be out hopefully towards the end of the year. I'm pulling on my books, and they're going to be reformatted and go back out onto Amazon. But this week I've been here. I've been ET Girl here. I'm Tina Barrett in here. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Not that I post a lot much on there. I'm normally on my show here once a week with Tommy. If any of you guys have a question from previous shows or a question for me and Tommy, please come on and let us know. Tommy has books, and you can download stuff for free on Tommy's site. He'll put his email up in a minute. If you want to become a regular on the show, let's come on the show and ask us questions. That's fine. Or if you would like an answer to a question you don't know, we can ask someone in the UFO field, and ufology field, or in the scientific field, and try and come up with an answer for you. Stick around after the show because Tommy's going to be on there for his workshop. But for me, I've been Tina Barrett here in the UK in Southampton, and I will see you all next week with Tommy, and hopefully we'll have a better Wi-Fi connection, and Tommy's going to put his email up again in a minute.
All right, people. Say goodbye to Tina. She's the greatest person around in the UFO world. I'm telling you, there's nobody better. All right, Tina. It was a pleasure.
See you next week. Bye, Tommy. Bye.
Have a good week.
Guys. Bye.
Tina Bird, a great person. She's been sick, going through all the symptoms of radiation poisoning. She looks really happy and good for going through that. It's not a good thing. If you watch the movie Silkwood, I guess it was, about radiation poisoning and how people get it and what happens, it's a horrible thing. All right. So I keep saying to myself, and I say it to her on and off, I really think the aliens are protecting her, because the symptoms were getting worse. She was losing her teeth, losing her hair, losing her fingernails, and passing out, falling down. So, I mean, that sounds bad. So if she's happy now and doing okay, I really feel they're protecting her. At the same time, if they abduct her, she's exposed to more radiation. That's why I asked her about her dog. I don't think they clean her off from radiation when they bring her back, and that's how her dog could have got it. But I'm not going to go into that because I don't know all the details, but what she's going through is impossible. That's all I know. People, check it out. I'm not making it up for the fun. Now, I'm asking everybody to stick around a few minutes because I want to get into something really important. I'm doing a workshop. I don't care how many people come. I'm not looking for millions of people at all, or even thousands of people, or even hundreds of people. I just want a few people that are really interested in moving forward spiritually, understanding about soul, what we really are, and everything that it's here for, and why it's going to go, where it's going to go, what's going to happen, and all the other things that go along with that. The truth behind it all, which you probably never heard. All right, I'm calling it the greatest workshop ever done because I'm going to go into every topic that they cannot go into. The average priest, minister, rabbi, pope, spiritual talker, spiritual speaker, UFO speaker, didn't go through everything that I went through. Am I conceited? No. I didn't want to go through half of the things I went through, but I had to. But it did help me grow. And no pain, no gain. And that's true in a lot of ways. You could live life in a perfectly happy family, but you don't learn anything about God, death, and what's going to happen. I mean, it's sad. Why love? Love's not the answer. So the workshop I'm going to be doing will be at least 4 days. I'm charging for 4 days. And any days after that will be free. I'm going to give everybody a number to call, hotline number for help, whatever I teach them or give them, so that they could always have help and answers for whatever they're going through. I'm not going to give somebody a loaded weapon and say, go out there and do whatever you want with it. No. This is to help a person find who they are as soul. Not listening to anybody else, getting what I teach them or tell them and working it into their reality to see how it can make them realize and experience their own truth. That's all that matters on this planet. The only thing that truly matters is what you experience for yourself, understand, and create who you are from that. All right. Not that you're going to want to stay here forever, because you shouldn't want to. Jesus didn't teach about living on this planet forever. I mean, Buddha taught about thinking about death every second. I mean, there's all these little things, but why? Those answers aren't answered. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Go into a oneness state, which a lot of UFO people are convincing people to believe in. A lot of these so-called spiritualists are trying to make people believe we all become one. One of what? One of an ignorant reality? Of an ignorant God? A destructive, evil God? Oh, God's not evil. Well, guess what? If your God is the God that we all become part of, and this earth is right, it's justifying everything that's happening. So I'm going to go into the details behind that, which is something that would open your eyes to so many things if you look at the truth. Not the lies, not the stories, not the fantasies. Please, people, I'm doing this. After this one time I do it, I might break it down to certain sections of that aspect of what I actually was working with. I mean, specific things instead of everything together. But I'm going to give you every aspect from life, birth, death, reincarnation, traveling into the higher realms, and everything else along with it. Things you need to know, things you got to prepare, work out, find, learn how to do, all those things. And it's all important. Bypass any of that, and you don't go anywhere, people. You stay here on planet Earth, you reincarnate back on planet Earth, and you start all over with no awareness of anything. And if you think that's good, watch a good movie about that. Is Groundhog Day. Watch it. Think about it. Watch that movie. It's a great movie, but watch it and think about it. If you could do the same thing over and over and do it any way you want every time, think about it. Guess what? There comes to an end of it. You did everything every which way. Now what? Start over and start doing everything over again? Again, this world is limited. Where we dwell, what we eat, how we live, and all that is limited to this form, this vibration, to this energy. And every time you take a step up into the spiritual realms or the higher realms, it all changes greatly. You change greatly. Your body changes. Your soul body, not this body. What you truly are changes as you keep unfolding. And it only gets better. Every second of the way, it gets better. But if you decide to stay here, it doesn't. It'll stay the same. You might have a bigger car, bigger house, faster car, but nothing changes. You might think you're the best or the greatest, you're the richest or whatever words, you're the fastest and things like that, but it doesn't help. All right, I'm going to do this workshop. It's going to be 2 hours a day, two days in a row, Saturday, Sunday, then the following Saturday and Sunday. If I need another day, which will probably be going into the UFO realm, I'll talk about that another day. And then if going into anything really deep after that, maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But until then, people, enjoy your day, enjoy your night, enjoy wherever you are. But think about it. I'm charging $125 for 4 days. All right. If somebody pays before next Saturday, I'll let them pay $100 and they'll go to everything that I do. Plus, to get my hotline number to call me anytime for any information, help, or whatever. All right. I'm doing this because I feel it's important, and I'm not doing it to make money. The money I'm going to get is not going to save me in any which way. I mean, I got a lot of debts, which I created. I mean, I like things that I do. I mean, I'm not traveling around the world all the time, but I like toys greatly. My computers, I mean, I spent $700 last year to fix my computer. I got a laptop, and then I just bought 2 other cameras. I'm trying to film the sky and things like that. So, yeah, that's where my money goes. I mean, I got a car. I got to bring it in tomorrow, see what's wrong with it. But, you know, outside of that, I'm not trying to raise millions of dollars to do ridiculous things. And when people realize all the money in the world is not going to help them, Mr. Musk, Gates, and all those people, The day they're on a dying bed, what's that money going to do for them? Going into space, what's it going to do for them? Well, I don't have to die. Really? As of right now, nobody can live past 125 in a human body. I mean, and when you get hit over the 100 mark, your body's pretty messed up no matter what vitamins and food you eat and think you're going to stay healthy. All right? Look at these people that are that age. They're shriveled up. They're old, people. You get old. And if you live old, you'll see your family die. You'll see children die. You'll see everybody you know die. Unless everybody lives the same age, like if everybody was living to 200, it would be different. But if you're going to be one of the few people that live to 130, 40, 50, I mean, they're trying to push this drug to make everybody live 40 years. Planet Earth is hell, people. If you could only realize that, you would understand what life's all about. The planet Earth was not a place to get into. It was a place to get out of. The definition in the old days was called hell. You don't go into a hell from here. Put it this way. We'll make it real simple. If you left your body right now as soul, and you stepped out of your body, what do you think I could do to that soul? Chop it up, burn it up, freeze it, smash it? No, you can't. So guess what? This body, you feel pain. You could lose things and hurt and pain, suffering all the time. You see it. Soul doesn't have to deal with that. So moving beyond this world is incredible. And hell, the idea of getting burnt up. You would have to be in your body to be burnt up and being burned. But to be burning forever is impossible. All right, the eternal fires and all those Dante's Inferno and the steps of hell, how bad you are, how freezing and different things. The body feels that, not soul. All right, and to experience that is the first step in becoming spiritually aware. I'm going to go into every aspect of that, people, and a lot more. And you're not going to hear, I'm going to go into every aspect of life, death, and the things that are around us that nobody can. I don't know how many people could say they went through all the things I did and still walk the planet and be normal. I'm pretty much normal, but not completely. I say I'm crazy, go insane, which is good in one way. But when I become spiritual, I leave. It's that simple. So the words that they're using now, ascension, another lie word, and all these things that they're feeding people. People, you are what you are. A sixth-dimensional being, raise your vibration to become higher. Higher what? You're going to think better? You're going to think different about your children? You're going to think different about flying? You're going to think different about what? God? Changing your dimension is going to make you think better about God? No, you got to find that now. It's all about that. That's what life's about. Not becoming one with God. You can't. Nobody on this planet is one with God. Imagine what they could do if they were. And nobody could do much of anything except create toys to play with. All right, people. I'm going to put my link up there again, just so that you have it. All right, that's my one link. All right. I'm going to put another one up there. I'm trying to keep everything from my workshop on this link. Truth and God Only, all right, at AOL.com. That's what's going to be the main thing for my site for payments and everything that's involved with that, depending on what your life living conditions are and things like that. Call me, text me. We'll talk out any major things, good, bad, and different. So it's going to be the 20. Let's see. Let's put the calendar real fast. The 25th and the 26th of this month. And then it'll be next month. It'll be the 7th and the 7th and the 8th. All right. Wait, my camera's what's September? Hold on. I mean October. Sorry, it's the 2nd and 3rd. Right. Sorry about that. And then probably the weekend after that. for the next parts that I might get into. All right, people, enjoy your day. Again, please, if you're interested and want to know more, text me on one of those links. I'll answer any questions you want. It's going to be different. It's going to be changing your reality. If you're ready to let go, if you want to stick in your humdrum program life, I would suggest you don't even waste your time. If you think your truth is important, which most people say, my truth is my truth, and that's all it is, your truth. Is it universal? Is it the universal laws? Does it have any connection to them? If you say it's okay that you can drink, it's okay you can drive it at 100 miles an hour, it's okay. It's your truth, but it's not the law. There's physical laws and there's spiritual laws. And we need to live by both of them. Jesus said if the laws are unjust, you change them, which is what we should do. And right now we're in a place where we can't. So people, try to get yourself prepared to go to the most incredible workshop ever done if you're ready to move on. If not, fine and dandy, that's okay. We all want to take our time, reincarnate 1,000 times before we decide to leave this planet. You enjoy it so much. And this is usually the best you have ever been in all your lifetimes. Soul usually progresses. When it reincarnates, it usually takes a step forward, not a step backwards. When you become a mass murderer, killer, and things, then you're taking steps backwards. But hopefully you lived a kind of semi-normal life. You move forward. When you become rich and famous, you're not moving the same way as you do if you're a middle-class person and you learned how to live life. All right? There's so many things to understand. Karma is a big, important word, and it's real. And we deal with it every second, every day of our lives, what we do and what we create. All right, people, you can listen to those speakers out there. I challenge anybody on this planet, anytime. And not one of them has the balls to come out and do it. I got one person that I'm talking to. I might be bringing him on my show sometime soon. And the other ones I challenge one other person. At least he defends his truth, which is cool. But he talks a lot about the reptilians, and they're not our beneficial. They're not our main concern right now. Satan's powers is much more dangerous than reptilians are, even though they're the offshoot of it. But until then, people, enjoy your day. Gizmo's fine. He's trying to get in, and I'm not letting him because I'm just trying to end the show. But till next time, people, send this link to everybody you know. If anybody's ready to move forward, I promise you, I'll give you the keys to open up the doors to get out. All right. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. Have a good day. Good night. Till next time.